Something big might be brewing in Las Vegas, a move that could completely reshape the Raiders' future at quarterback. There's growing talk that Tom Brady's influence within the organization might already be guiding the team's long-term vision, and one name that keeps coming up is CJ Carr from Notre Dame. Standing 6'3" and weighing about 210 pounds, Carr has that calm, confident pocket presence that Raiders fans love to see. Through 9 games this season, he's completed 67.6% of his passes, throwing 19 touchdowns with just 4 interceptions, numbers that scream precision and poise. Before we dive deeper into what this could mean for the Raiders' quarterback plans, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss the latest Raiders news and updates. Now, what makes CJ Carr even more interesting is that he's not draft eligible until 2027, which means if the Raiders are already watching him closely, they're planning far ahead, something we haven't seen from this franchise in a while. His accuracy, field awareness, and ability to place the ball exactly where it needs to go have led some to compare him to a younger version of Joe Burrow, not flashy, but deadly efficient. If Tom Brady truly has a say in the Raiders' quarterback decisions, CJ Carr fits the mold perfectly: disciplined, smart, and accurate. Raider Nation, it might still be early, but all signs point toward a future that's being quietly built around players like CJ Carr, and that future could be brighter than many expect. There's something special happening at Notre Dame, and it's catching the attention of everyone connected to the Las Vegas Raiders. Imagine this: a true redshirt freshman stepping onto the college stage for the very first time, and instead of crumbling under pressure, he's getting sharper, calmer, and more dangerous with every game. That's exactly what CJ Carr is doing. The young quarterback's growth has sparked serious conversations within Raider Nation, and for good reason. If reports are true that the Raiders' front office, influenced by Tom Brady's football vision, is already looking ahead to the 2027 draft, then CJ Carr might just be the name they've circled in bold red ink. Think about it: by the time 2027 rolls around, the team's current quarterback situation will likely have evolved, and the Raiders could be ready to hand the future of the franchise to a composed, accurate, and technically polished passer like Carr. What makes this story even more fascinating is how long this interest seems to have been building. Multiple insiders and longtime Raiders followers have quietly mentioned CJ Carr's name for months, suggesting that this connection isn't some sudden rumor, it's been simmering behind the scenes for a while. Conversations, whispers, and internal evaluations have all pointed in the same direction: the Raiders are watching Carr closely. And when a franchise starts paying attention this early, it's not by accident, it's by design. Then came the statement that set the football world buzzing. On November 8th, Tom Brady reportedly commented that CJ Carr looks like the best quarterback I've seen at the college level since Joe Burrow at LSU. That kind of praise doesn't get thrown around lightly, especially from someone who knows exactly what it takes to win at the highest level. For Raider fans, it raises one thrilling question: could we one day see another Carr leading the silver and black, this time in a completely new era? The thought alone is enough to make the Raider Nation's pulse quicken. CJ Carr isn't just another promising college quarterback, he's the kind of player who makes you rethink what the future of a franchise could look like. He knows the game at a level far beyond his years, and he can make every throw an NFL team could ever ask for. But it's not just about arm strength or mechanics, it's about what's happening upstairs. The great quarterbacks see the field differently, think faster, and anticipate before the play even unfolds. That's what separates the average from the elite, and that's exactly why Tom Brady's rumored praise for CJ Carr carries so much weight. Comparing Carr to Joe Burrow isn't just high praise, it's a statement that this young player might already possess the mental and physical traits that define a true franchise quarterback. For the Las Vegas Raiders, the intrigue around Carr feels like more than just speculation. The organization has been searching for stability under center, and if you connect the dots, Brady's presence in the front office, the team's long-term vision, and Carr's skill set, the picture starts to come into focus. While fans might have to wait until 2027 to see how it all plays out, the signs are becoming harder to ignore. As the Raiders prepare for their next big test on Monday Night Football against the Dallas Cowboys, the energy around Raider Nation is already electric. Every matchup now feels like a step toward defining who this team really is, not just today, but in the years to come. The Raiders have always thrived on bold moves and fearless leadership, and if the whispers about CJ Carr being the quarterback of the future are true, this could be the next great chapter in the silver and black legacy. Because in the NFL, greatness isn't found by accident, it's built, planned, and patiently waited for. And maybe, just maybe, the Raiders are already laying those foundations. There's a fascinating web of connections forming around CJ Carr, and it all leads straight back to the heart of Raider Nation. For those who don't know, CJ Carr's grandfather is none other than Lloyd Carr, a true legend in college football. Lloyd Carr wasn't just any coach, he was the man who helped shape some of the greatest players to ever come out of Michigan, including Tom Brady himself. And that's where this story gets really interesting. Brady has often talked about how much his development at Michigan meant to him, crediting Lloyd Carr for helping him become the quarterback and the leader he turned out to be. Now fast forward to today, Tom Brady is part of the Las Vegas Raiders ownership group. Add to that the fact that John Spytek, another Michigan man and someone who's worked closely with Brady, also came up through Lloyd Carr's program. These are powerful connections, football ties built on trust, mentorship, and shared philosophy. The Raiders are an organization that values relationships and loyalty deeply, and when you consider that CJ Carr literally grew up learning from the same man who mentored Brady, it's impossible to ignore the pattern. Even on the coaching side, the Raiders' running backs coach, Dan McCullough, spent time at Notre Dame, the very place where CJ Carr is currently developing. While there wasn't direct overlap, it adds yet another link between the Raiders and the Fighting Irish. And when you look at how the team structured their contracts this off-season, short-term flexibility, smart cap management, and a focus on long-term planning, it starts to make sense. The Raiders might be quietly setting the stage for a big move down the road. Money always tells the truth in the NFL, and the financial chessboard the Raiders are building seems to hint that they're keeping their options open for a future franchise quarterback. And if you line up the dots, Brady's influence, Spytek's background, Lloyd Carr's legacy, and CJ Carr's talent, the picture becomes clear. This isn't just speculation anymore. It's a real possibility that CJ Carr could be the next name in the silver and black's long history of iconic quarterbacks.